right now we are going to bring Alex Dumas in, and I just have to share with you real quick. This is the power of connections, and this is the power of stepping into space. I literally just connected with Alex this past week, and we messaged a couple nights ago, and I said, hey, do you want to come on my 24-hour live stream and let's rock and roll? So that's awesome. Hi, Alex.
Hey, Elena, great to see you.
You too. How are you?
I'm dressed for the occasion. I'm festive. You see the lights. I'm ready to go.
I love it. Chris, I got my little Santa Christmas time, Christmas in July.
Yeah,
So,
I couldn't grow out the beard in time. Sorry.
so let's get right to it. Like, because I'm interested to know more about you. We are definitely on the speaking realm together, trying to, just make impact. But so I want to know more about you, what you do, how you serve. So why don't you just share?
Yeah, great. Thank you. First of all, I want to just express my gratitude to you for inviting me into this program in really a short time, as you alluded to before. But as far as what I do, who I am, I dub myself as the life success creator, and that's just a fancy word for a life coach, business coach. And my main purpose in life is just having fun and helping people create success, significance in their lives, and doing it where not only do they have a successful lifestyle, but the business to match as well. So a lot of people I work with have been other coaches, entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders. And yeah, for the past 4 years, this has been my chosen path, and it's going to be what I'll do till I die.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when you talk about bringing that fun element in, is there something that you experienced that drove you to know that that has to be a priority?
Yeah, for sure. So just kind of going back to my journey into entrepreneurship, 2014 is where I was introduced to network marketing and started building a financial service business. This is back in New York. I live in North Carolina now, and it was a lot of energy. It was the mentality, the environment was like, go get them, hunt and kill, prospect everyone, friends and family, just do all these things, right? And I wasn't enjoying it, and the results showed, because I have this philosophy in life that if it's not fun, it doesn't get done. And some people might say, "Oh, it's procrastination, or you don't want it. You're not as hungry." It's just that I'm not hungry for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not enjoying that. So why would I continue to put myself in that environment? Fast forward a couple of years later, I find this world of coaching, and it's exciting to me. It's a new opportunity to create and serve people in a different way, or at least in a way that I had been doing
Mm-hmm.
all these years. My background's in psychology, helping people, and just being able to work with people in their different situations. And with coaching, I found, was like, wow, I can do so many things, and really bring a lot of my skill set into it. But early on, it was the same kind of premise of trying to follow or copycat what other people are doing, get attention, really focus on me, be impressive, be an expert. And I was just getting wiped out from it. I'm like, how impressive do I need to make myself to be? When is this ever, when is the mountaintop going to be reached? And 2 years ago, really, it was like that start of that transition of, let me just let it go. Let's release, let's approach this in a way of, how do I have a genuine connection with somebody? How do I serve them at a high level, and just take off the pressure of myself to be this thing that I'm not at this point?
Mm-hmm.
And what started happening is, clients started being created. People really were find themselves, attracted to me, magnetized to me, because I didn't come with any agenda. I was just coming in like, hey, let's just have a conversation. Let's have some fun. Let's just explore some ideas. And
Mm-hmm.
some people can get it confused, think like, oh, like he's lighthearted, so like he's a goofball and this and that. Like, yeah, I like that fun. But when we get down to the nitty gritty of things, I want to make sure that any type of transformational work we're doing, or the way I can help somebody express themselves is through a gentle path. And I think people really appreciate that. I appreciate that for myself, of just, all right, that wasn't hard.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't like, oh my God, I like burned out at the end of the day. I'm like, I'm ready to keep going because it's fun. It's enjoyable. I love what I do.
Love it. And it's almost like the moment that that shift happened within you is when you started drawing the people into you, right?
Yeah,
Like,
100%, because
mhm.
all the energy before was very needy, creepy, like, please be my client. I got to get you. And like, ew, like I was like creepy guy at the club, like you're gonna spray some mace in my face. You know, shifting that to like, hey, how can I help you? Right? How can I help you? How can I serve? Well, there is this thing, or there's this one thing, and you get in that door, so to speak, and then all of a sudden it's not just the one thing that someone brings up to the this is a whole lot of different challenges. But I love to play that game and explore with people and start to be like a detective and figure out like, oh, what's this piece here and what's going on there.
Mhm.
and,
So
and
do
then,
you find that like the majority of people you help, are they mostly like in the entrepreneurial world? Or when you speak of like life coaching, is it just people in general that need that structure, that guidance, that help? Like who is the majority of the people?
yeah, great question. The best work I have done has been with other entrepreneurs, other coaches, because it, it allows us to have a tangible thing to look back at of,
Mhm.
hey, if they're having a challenge with creating clients, revenue, this and that, all right, we can like easily track that. And I say that because I love those people, but I also love working with teachers and administrators. I love working with people in different industries where their experience of coaching has been minimal. They may have seen their idea of coaching may be something they've seen on TV, like Dr. Phil getting in somebody's face, or Jan Van Sant. Like they might see those people, but they may think, well, I don't have the money for that, or I don't know if it's really something, like I don't know if it's really useful for me. They may get into that story, and when we have conversations, like, oh, this is way different than I thought it was. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
just us exploring what's useful for you. It's not me
Nice.
coming in like, you better, right, Joe Sergeant, like, you better get it together, you loser. Like, let's figure it out.
Right. Right. Now, like, I'm still curious though, like at what point did you take the leap from the job to jump into something new, or did you do both in transition? Like
Yeah, I did
that's,
both.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I did both in transition. I'm a husband. I got two small kids. Well, they're growing now. They're
Okay.
11 and 7 at the time we're recording this. So um, doing that was not necessarily a viable option, but
Mhm.
as we've progressed over these last couple of years, that has become available, and has been a blessing to really work with some incredible clients, and proud of myself, and this is kind of like the Snoop Dogg thing. I want to thank me, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Thank myself for doing the work of being open to being coached a lot more, and seeking the best that I can find, and allowing them to stretch me and pull me to possibilities that I'm creating as reality now.
That's amazing. So yeah, we connected through speaking, the
Yeah.
speaking realm. So do you see that in your future? Is that like a avenue that you'd like to go to improve your coaching business, or just in general?
Yeah, great question. 100% as far as speaking goes. And I'll give you this quick story of how this floodgate has happened for this year. Um, in November of last year, myself and three other coaches, we dub ourselves as the Fantastic Four. We had an opportunity to work with this really great coach, and as we're thinking of ways of necessarily fundraising the coaching fee for ourselves, we came up with the idea of putting together a 1-day event. That 1-day event, fast forward, happens in January of this year in Arizona. We put 300 people in a room.
Wow.
Neither of us are like experts at this. Like, we just had this idea, this vision, like, let's just do this.
Mhm.
So I was the main MC, and I got to speak a little bit, and just being around people, being on the stage, it was like, oh, this is home. Like, it was dormant for a while. I had wanted to speak, I wanted to do this, but I didn't really know the lane to do it. I didn't have an in, right, to get on the
Yeah.
stage. And what I find was like, okay, I didn't have this door, I can go create this door.
Yeah.
All right. That's the fun place.
Yeah.
And since then, I've been doing a lot more podcasts, interview summits like this, and it's just great to connect with people and I would say amplify my voice and share this message and connect with people.
Absolutely. And I think that you hit a excellent point where if the opportunities aren't showing up, create them, make them, make it happen. And I think you have to have a special kind of mind to be able to do that, where you just jump, like you just are going to jump and see what happens and take the risk. And when you think of where you see yourself in the future, let's say I love asking this question, let's say I were somewhere having a conversation with someone and they bring up something and I'm like, Alex is the person you need to talk to. Who is that person? What are they struggling with?
I would say the thing that they're having the most challenge with is their own identity of who they are, what they want to do, just that clarity. And I break it down into, I don't like to call it a formula or a technique, but I think of my life, like I said, it's having fun, helping people, and essentially treating life as a game. And I like to play and win. And I use WIN as my acronym for these elements of my life that help me stay grounded and help me stay on track. And, with the W, that's our own worth, right? Just who am I? What do I value about myself? What am I really connected to, right? Whether it's, spirituality, whatever that looks like for somebody. For me, that's what it looks like. My integrity. There's been plenty of times where I've been out of integrity, where I've been called out on it, and the normal human reaction, like, no, I want to defend. You slow it down, you start to, I start to catch for myself, like, oh yeah, I was wrong here, or what, I could have been more effective there. So it's just my integrity, me being a person of my word, keeping my promises, and that makes life a lot easier when you don't have to juggle stories in your head, because who I am, what I say, case in point, right now you invited me to this Streamathon, 6:30, be there, got it. That's not a question. You don't have to be like, I hope Alex is going to be here. Like, that doesn't exist. I speak it, it's done, case closed. And then the end is never ending improvement, and just realizing there's no arrival point. And going back to your question, where people that I've coached and worked with, and these recurrent themes keep coming up with, I feel like an imposter, I'm not worthy, I may have ascended to this level in my career or my profession, but I'm still this. Well, we gotta, let's break through those stories. Let's really look at your success, and then let's look at what you're committed to, and then let's look at the end result of creating yourself constantly. It's a constant process. It's not a quick fix. It's not a, microwave done, all right, I made it. You made it. You're on your way back. As soon as you get that feeling, celebrate the success. Don't get me wrong, but stay hungry, stay after it.
Yeah, and that's how you put it. There's a never ending arrival point, or no, wait, you said never ending improvement. Like you're constantly growing. And when you do that's why I said you get to from point A to point B, but at point B, that's now your new point A. Like you just keep going. But so do you bring a level of fun into their lives, or do you just create, or is it more fun about what you're doing? Like, do you help them pull out ways that maybe they're missing fun in their lives too?
Yeah, it's a mix of both. I'll give you this quick story. Someone I was working with earlier in the year. She was what you would kind of describe as like your type A person, go, busy, really serious, get after it. I love that about her. And we were just exploring some ways of removing some of those things on her plate, right? Because it's just, there's so much, no time to think. It was, different things were popping up where it was showing up as her not being as effective. And through one conversation, she started to recognize, oh, I don't have any hobbies. Like, I don't have anything I do outside of real business. It's work all the time. Well, through that process, she rediscovered her love for photography. Just taking pictures. Set up her own Instagram page, got a couple of followers, and that wasn't meant for business or anything like that. It's just her own personal project.
Mhm.
And the joy that came out of it, she's like, oh my goodness, like it's so much fun. I could just see it. I see something, I snap it.
Mhm.
You would have missed that because you would just been going,
Yeah.
like, slow it down a bit. Let's breathe, let's relax. And that was a part of her life that she was missing. And that's not gonna happen with everybody,
Yeah.
but that's what I love to do with folks. It's just like, let's slow down and see what the opportunities are in front of us.
That's
Like, let's really
powerful.
take a look.
Yeah, I mean, that's powerful because that taps into the natural gifts.
Yeah.
Those natural gifts that you're born with, that you put by the wayside and then wonder why life just seems so passionless, and so to reignite that in someone, that's the true gift. Yeah. So what is your idea of fun? What do you do for the fun pieces?
For me, I'm fun wherever I go. I mean, I can have fun in a grocery store, music's playing, and my wife would just be like, "Oh my goodness, like no," and like by the time she turns, like I'm already like doing my thing. Music's a big thing for me. Creating music, I love to make beats and do things like that. I don't know, I just find the fun everywhere. It's hard for me to kind of explain it. Like I don't. It's not in a package. Like, all right, well, this is fun at 5 o'clock today. Like,
Mhm.
it comes from me. It's not a place that I need to get to, or
Gotcha.
like I said, an arrival point. It's like it comes from me. Whatever I see is fun in the moment. Writing something, coaching people is really fun for me. Just having conversations. So all the time.
Very nice. So if somebody were watching, and this is something I've asked of almost everybody, if somebody were watching and they felt like, yeah, I'm just feeling kind of like not inspired, there ain't nothing happening within me, everything is lying dormant, what do
Mhm.
you have to tell them?
Mm. One thing I would invite them to is just the possibility of giving themselves some grace, right? If you're not feeling inspired, that's fine. Why judge it? Why play the blame game of like, oh, it's bad that I'm not thinking this way. It's bad that I'm not doing this. The doing, we get caught up in this thing in America, right? Of gotta do more, do. Well, I'm more interested in like your state of being. Like, who are you being in this moment? Are you being the person who's feeding yourself the stories that you've got programmed as a kid of you're not doing this, you're a bad girl, you're a bad boy, you're like, can you take a breath and just relax for a moment? And if you want to do nothing, then be the best at doing nothing that there can be. Like, I'm talking about Cheetos on your chest, feet, pajamas all over the floor. Like, it doesn't matter. Be that. Be in that space and embrace that. And through that, what I've always found is that there will be an idea, there will be an opportunity that God will whisper in your ear, like, "Hey, this," and all of a sudden, oh, I didn't think of that before. That's how it always happens for me. It just it'll be like 2 a.m. I get my divine download. And I'm like, oh, like not now. Like, but I got my pen and paper ready, and
Yeah. It's
it's like
funny you say that because mine is 3 a.m. somewhere around between the 3 and 4, and I keep a notebook, and half the time I'm like, I can't even read what I scribbled down. But when you said divine download, I'm like, yep, I get it. And I love how you just say be the best at being in the moment. And so, yeah, if they are on the couch and there's Cheetos and, just totally in it, just be there and be okay with that. But when that moment comes, it's like time to get up and dust off and then, let's go. And I think just allowing that safe space,
yeah,
just that acceptance and safe space.
yeah,
Huge.
100%. Yeah, that's a big word, acceptance. That's in 2020. I'm not a big word of the year type of person, but my theme for that year was creating more acceptance in my life, creating more forgiveness for myself, and releasing a lot of things. And so many people in my life showed up. There's so many. I could go. We would be here for hours if I could tell you about all the wonderful people in my life that have showed up and really came to support. And that only happens when I decide to let go. If I hold on, I can't catch any blessings. Release, this is my LTSG rock, let that blank go. Just is my visual reminder, just let it go. It's minor. This thing, this situation, this circumstance, it won't matter to me in 5 years. Let it go. It's all right.
I love that. So what is next for you?
Gosh, it's hard to say. I mean, you're part of that. What's next? Like my mind just goes to ideas of, yeah, I want to create this. So the summit, we're gonna do a virtual summit at some point this year. We're gonna, collaborate with a couple other entrepreneurs and speakers and put that together. So that's one thing that's next on plate. Creating more courses and intensive things like that for clients. Yeah, the world's my playground. So though whatever comes into my mind, that's what I'm just gonna put into the world. So
love it.
that's
Love
what it
it.
is.
This has been a total joy to meet you. Like literally, when I tell people it's happened in like a week.
Yeah, literally, like Monday, like we're here Saturday. Monday was the first time I ever knew your name.
Yep.
At anything of you, same with me. And
yeah,
I think we messaged like maybe Tuesday night or Wednesday, something like that, and just
yeah,
goes
and
like
that's the beauty of it. And that's where I think, like, for some people to recognize, to just flow, like just open up and let the path is there. We just have to travel it, and I think that that's absolutely beautiful. I'm excited to see what we do and create and build and all of the things, because that's just how I roll too. My mind is always like, yeah, let's do it, see what happens.
That's it. We just get to test, we get to play. That's why kids are so amazing, because they just do whatever.
Imagination is still alive.
Yeah. That's what I want to help people reconnect back with, because it's available, like you said, it's available to all of us. It's not this specific, like, oh, only Elon Musk can think of great ideas. Like, no, like there's a lot of genius inside of all of us.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. So if there anything that you would want to leave everyone with to know who Alex is?
Yeah, this is something that I share on my daily podcast called Love, Serve, Care, and it's a core value of mine, and it's something I think is going to tie in with everything we talked about today. And it's really simple. It's for you watching right now. I want you to, if you want to close your eyes, hopefully you're not driving, but really soak this in, because these aren't just words. This is a core of a creation of who I am. And I want you to know that you are born to live your life with abundance. You are the master of your future. You control your freedom, and you have complete dominance of your thoughts, your emotions, and your habits.
Yes, that's beautiful. Repeat it again. I want to close my eyes this time.
Yeah, you got it. You are born to live your life in abundance. You are the master of your future, and you control your freedom, and you have complete dominance of your thoughts, your emotions, and your habits.
And there it is. There it is. And people need to replay that back and repeat it. Write it on a Post-it note and put it on your mirror. Do whatever you have to do, but just believe it. Say it till you believe it. It's huge. Yeah. It's huge. Yeah. And I think that that's a critical piece, that you are adding value into the lives of others by sharing that. Huge.
Thank you.
So tell me real quick though, what state are you in?
In North Carolina.
Oh, that's right. You did say North Carolina. For some reason.
Yeah, originally from New York, but NC. Yep. Is home for the
last. So then how did you end up in Phoenix to do the event?
Yeah, great question. So this event was a little bit of a glorified book party. This coach, his name is Steve Hardison. He's widely regarded as the ultimate coach. His wife and this former client, this guy, Alan Thompson, they wrote a book about his life, essentially on paper. That's what it looks like, a biography. But through the process of it, it's a book of being, and the instructions about this book are to read it about you. And for the folks out there that have been able to do that, miraculous things have been created. And myself and my comrades, my Fantastic Four, the three of them live in Phoenix, and Steve is somebody who doesn't travel. Like anyone who coaches with him, they travel to his house to coach him in person. So if we wanted to put this event together, it had to be pretty close to home. So me and the wife and kids packed up, flew out to Phoenix for a week, and it was just beautiful. It was a magical experience. That experience really drove home those words I just shared with you before about living your life in abundance. Like, everything and anything is possible. I didn't think that I could be on a stage in front of 300 people. Like, I kind of envisioned it. I kind of pictured, like, it'd be nice, one day, someday Island. Well, that became Now Island. That was like right here, right now, mics in my hand, sweating. I'm drenched already with, in my suit, but people are, the energy, it was just, and it was my first event with people in the last 2 years, I think, for a lot of people too. So it was just like massive.
Yeah.
We were all ready for it, and we all brought what we brought. So that's how that came together.
Very cool. Because that, honestly, for me, my dad used to live in Phoenix, Arizona. So I would go to Phoenix every year for like 20 years. And so that just was a thing, like, oh, Phoenix, because I think in the group you had mentioned something about, or you emceed at the thing and you said Phoenix. And that honestly was like, oh, reminded me of my dad. Okay. So it's just crazy at how the connection is made. Like, I don't know. That's just wild. So
the big man doesn't make mistakes. He puts us all where we need to be.
Yep. Absolutely. I believe it. So thank you so much for sharing your time with us and being here, and just finally getting to have an actual conversation virtually.
Virtual hugs.
This is amazing. Yeah, virtual hugs, and being part of this circle. I mean, this is huge. This is a vision of mine. I can't even call it a dream because I just came up with the idea a month ago, but to just be a part of this, it just goes to show you the power of connection and divine timing, honestly.
Yeah. Well, that's what I recognize with you. That's why I said, I shared that with you a couple times already. Just like, you see something and you create. That's what I love with people in my world. Like, we're not like, how do I feel about this? Like, no, like, let's just go. Let's get after it. Let's go. Worry about all the how-to later. Like, let's have the big vision, big mission. And there's people out there to serve. There's somebody out there who might be watching this now, watching it later. It makes a difference. That's all I'm here to do.
Makes a difference. And I do believe in, I say this quite a bit, in I'm not in a hurry, but I'm not into wasting time. And I think that that's huge. You're able to identify the people right away that catch the vibe, share the vibe, that that if you invest that time, we're going to make an impact, even though we're not in a hurry. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt that when we connected, that I didn't even know what your plans are or what you do, but I just knew that there's something that we're here to make that difference. And that is the difference. So, yeah.
I love that. I say that a lot. Like, I'm not in a hurry, but I'm in a high speed.
Yep. Love it. Well, thank you so much for being with us this evening. And we're going to definitely stay connected. And if you want to put on my page a link of any way for people to contact you or anything that you have coming up, please feel free to do that.